I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. This Thursday, September 11th, 2025 for our regular meeting. First item, I would like a motion to approve our agenda, but before that, I'm going to hand over to Commissioner Schmidt before we get started.
Unfortunately, last week, I asked for a moment of silence because of the children that were killed in Minneapolis. This week, unfortunately, I want a moment of silence for an assassination that happened in our country. I really don't care the political stripe. I really don't care about that. But until we as a nation, you and me and everybody lowers their voice, we got to cut this out. There was another shooting in Colorado in a school. This can't go on. And so hopefully all of you will join me in a moment of silence and asking for divine help to correct this situation in our nation, if we can, please. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any public input on our agenda this morning? All right, if not, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
There's a second.
I can second that, Joe.
All right, I've got a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, Alicia, we call the roll?
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
Putnam,
Yes.
Landine.
Yes, motion carries. Just want to recognize Ron Stratmeyer. He has got an employment anniversary this September. He's been with 911 Communications for 16 years, and I just wanted to recognize him for that. Moving on, we're going to go to our consent agenda. Is there any public input on the lineup on the consent agenda? All right, if not, can I get a motion to approve our consent agenda?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Is there a second?
Commissioner, do you want to second that?
Well, I'm just looking to see what all it was so that I can second it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll second it.
I've got a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, Alicia, will you call the roll?
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
Putnam,
Yes.
Landine.
Yes, motion carries. Moving on to regular business, we've got a first reading for an ordinance of Lincoln County, South Dakota, changing the zone of the property described as Tract 2, Spielman's Addition, East Half, Northeast Quarter, Section 5, Township 99 North, Range 50 West, from the A1 Agricultural District to the PD Planned Development District, and amending the official zoning map of Lincoln County. The Planning Commission recommends approval 4-0. The applicant is Michael Hoffman, Prairie Wind Trailers, LLC. Property owner McNeil Properties, LLC. The location is parcel 099.50.05.B200. That's just our first reading, so I won't be taking any input on that this morning. We will move on to item 2 on our agenda, which is South Lincoln Rural Water Presentation. Paul Anderson. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Paul Anderson, Commission Assistant. Commissioner Schmidt asked me to get South Lincoln Rural Water on the agenda. Commissioner Schmidt is the Steve from South Lincoln Rural Water here. Do you know? Okay.
Do we have somebody here from South Lincoln Rural Water?
Do we have South Lincoln Rural Water here at all?
Doesn't look like it.
I think they're going to, I'll brief everybody, Paul, and we will have coming in we will have the proposed project, which at about a 5,000-foot level is an expansion of South Lincoln rural water system that would include all of these, the cities themselves, by, which has Beersford, Canton, Lenox, Worthing, which is a means by which you would have water that would be a hookup along Highway 18, and it could go from Lenox to Worthing, down Highway 18, down to Canton. And they're proposing that to look at that with wastewater as well. This has been a grant and an idea that has been formulated many times in the past years. This is the latest one, and there will be a group coming in to explain in detail what this means. But from a 5,000-foot level, if you start taking wastewater from Lenox, for example, and you push it down to Worthing, down to Canton, you're opening up all of that area because you now have water and you have wastewater available, which is for economic development, for commercial growth, industrial growth, real estate growth, whatever. Anyway, they're going to be talking about it. I mean, it's a long way off, and Beersford is also, and there are several stations on there that are rural service areas, which will expand that to potential that for landowners, farmers, whatever acreage owners, may be able to hook up to this thing without having a septic. So, I mean, this is a far-reaching idea. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but it's worth talking about, and I told them I would initiate that, and we will have the individuals coming from proponents of this to give you the details. So that's what you can tell right now. So that will take care of that, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. I did meet with those folks as well.
Yep, you did.
And, yep. It's an interesting project. It's a big project. But the push is kind of coming at some point. All the municipalities in the county are going to be looking at having, to get rid of the lagoons and that sort of thing. And so this is a kind of a proactive step toward helping the municipalities accomplish that, as well as providing sanitary in the rural areas between those municipalities. So looks like a good project to me, but I can't wait to listen to their public presentation. We're going to move on to consider a motion to authorize the chair to execute an agreement with South Dakota Department of Transportation for a preliminary engineering grant for structure 420800193 located on County Road 117. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Board. If you recall here a few months ago, we had you sign an application for preliminary engineering on this structure. We found out here a couple weeks ago that we were awarded it. So this is the agreement with the state for the awarding of that project. And then once this is signed, to get the paperwork back, then we can start that work next year.
All right. And Commissioner, have questions for Terry?
How much a grant are you getting?
I think it's $59,000, I think is what it is.
How much of that will cover I guess I don't know
Well,
the details.
That'll be about 80% of the cost.
80%?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a good deal.
Any other questions? All right, any public input? If not, can I get a motion to approve the authorization?
I'll make a motion, we can approve it.
All right, is there a second?
Second that?
Thank you. If there's no further discussion, Alicia, will you call the roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Landine.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 4 on our agenda, we have motion to authorize the chair to sign an agreement with the state of South Dakota Department of Transportation to seek federal grant funding for taxiway construction at the Lincoln County Airport. David Myers. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, everybody. Dave Myers from the airport. As our next major project at Lincoln County Airport would be the construction of the south 20 acres, and half of that would be the taxi lane, and that's what this agreement is. It's an agreement with the state, kind of a channeling agreement, where it's kind of a checks and balances to make sure that we're getting funding and so forth, just to check. So it's a match system, an audit system, which needs to be done. Just make sure everything is kosher and everything. So it's the south 20 acres, it's the first phase of that. And hopefully in the next 2 months, we'll know if we get that grant money from the FAA.
All right, what's the match on that? Or is there a match?
Well, 95% of the grant would be paid by the FAA, 2.5% would be from the state, and the county would cover the other 2.5%.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any other questions for David?
This is a proposed taxiway for where they're possibly going to build some hangars.
Yep, it's phase one, so it'd be half of that 20 acres would be, for this project here, would be for the construction of the taxiways for half of that.
This is just to submit the application for the
Correct.
grant.
Just to submit it?
Yes.
Oh.
There are no
Okay.
guarantees, Commissioner.
Other questions for David? All right, if not, is there public input on this agenda item? If not, can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion with a comment, Madam Chair.
Well,
I will
what's your
move-
motion
I will move
first?
for approval to take care of this.
Okay,
I just
is-
want
is there a
to,
Can we, we'll have discussion after the motion, is
Okay.
that okay?
yeah.
All right, is there a
I move
second?
to accept.
Yeah, I second that.
All right, Commissioner Schmidt, go ahead.
I just want to make sure that people understand that the 20 acres that we are talking about, we bought, the Lincoln County Airport bought for, I don't know how many $1 million, but $1 million.
Million, yeah.
And then we were reimbursed $1 million. So virtually, we got 20 acres of prime land for nothing, which will be built for hangar space. And if you've been here at the commission meeting, you'll know that hangar space is going to go up significantly per square foot. So that will mean that the airport will pretty soon sustain itself because of the good growth and good management that we have. So that's it.
All right, thank you for that. If there's no further discussion, Alicia, will you call the roll?
Commissioner Schmidt?
Yes.
Putnam?
Yes.
Landine?
Yes, motion carries. Next item, we have a resolution to recognize Friday, September 19th as POW MIA Day in Lincoln County. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Paula Anderson, your Lincoln County Commission Assistant, speaking for David Eckley, who is our Lincoln County Veteran Service Officer. He is unable to make it today as he is at his Department of Veteran Affairs training. We are here today to request a resolution recognizing September 19th as POW MIA Recognition Day. Last week, the governor's office announced that they will be recognizing September 19th as POW MIA Recognition Day to honor those prisoners of war and those still missing in action. So there is a proposed resolution, which I can read for you now if you would like.
Go ahead.
A resolution by the Lincoln County Board of County Commissioners to name September 19th, 2025 as POW MIA Recognition Day. Whereas SDCL Chapter 7-18 provides that the powers of a county shall be exercised by a Board of County Commissioners, and whereas SDCL 17-A-2 provides that counties have the authority to enact such resolutions as may be proper and necessary to carry into effect powers granted to it by law, and whereas Governor Roden has recognized September 19th, 2025 as POW MIA Recognition Day, and whereas Lincoln County is forever indebted to those POW and MIA and the sacrifice they made for our country, whereas Lincoln County honors the 6 veterans accounted for from the Vietnam War, 33 from the Korean War, and 310 from World War II, And now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Lincoln County, South Dakota, in recognition of their sacrifice for their country, wish to name September 19th, 2025 as POW MIA Recognition Day.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the resolution?
I'll make the motion to
Well,
approve.
actually, I'm going to take public comment on it first.
yeah.
My apologies. Is there public comment on this agenda item? All right, if not, I'll take a motion now.
I have a motion to approve this.
Thank you.
second.
Got a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, Alicia, will you call the roll?
Commissioner Schmidt?
Yes.
Putnam?
Yes.
Landine?
Yes, motion carries. Next item on our agenda is an opportunity for public comment for items not on the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak, now would be the time to do so.
Linda Montgomery, Fairview, South Dakota. I'm speaking for myself. I'd like to make a request. Last week, the commission meeting fell short of what I believe the commission's standard should be. On the agenda was the budget. That item was a public hearing item. The budget is truly one of the most important topics to be decided here. My concerns were that questions were asked, but no answers or discussion happened. Public hearing, as I understand it, should promote communication between the commission and the public. Public hearing should and can promote trust in the procedure and improve communication between the commissioners and the public. I want to thank Auditor Lund for emailing me on Thursday after the meeting where she answered my questions. The gesture, I appreciate it, but falls short of the intent of what a public hearing is and how that information should be given to the public. My request is that future public hearing be used in the manner as it was designed for. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to come up?
Good morning. Scott Montgomery, Fairview, South Dakota. Our society has become one of convenience. Convenience over function. I think the hours of our commission meeting state clearly that it's more convenient for the commissioners to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning than 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night so the public can attend. Our elections are another example. We got machines instead of hand counting when there was nothing wrong with hand counting, but it's more convenient. If you noticed, we get our results way later now. We've gone to something that's more convenient. We have elections that you can vote 40 days ahead of time, which is ridiculous. I mean, we've got one day to vote on. Use it or lose it. I mean, if you're physically unable to attend, fine, well, you can absentee vote. But, I was in a job that wasn't convenient. Worked power lines for years, and the phone would ring anytime, day or night. And if I was a member of the new society where it's convenient, I wouldn't have come in. You wouldn't have got your lights back on until it was convenient for the people to come in and do it. We need to get function back in our society and our government. And how did we come to this? A government that no longer talks to the people they're supposed to represent. Last week, my wife, Linda Montgomery, had questions about the budget during a public hearing. 100% of these questions went unanswered, completely ignored as they were never asked. It was as if we were at public comment portion of the meeting. At least Sherry Lund had the decency to answer Linda's questions via email. Thank you, Sherry. On the other hand, one of our commissioners decided to write an editorial on how dysfunctional this commission has become. I hope you all read the comments and took note. People are not happy with this board. While the people slept, the convenience of this body has become more important than its function. By meeting during the day, the majority of working age people can neither run for commissioner or attend the meetings. All for the simple fact of convenience has priority over function. It's high time that the residents of Lincoln County are shown the respect and given more than 3 minutes to address this board. It's time for function to have priority over convenience. Abraham Lincoln stated that government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. Let's not stand by and watch our government perish. You know, Jim talked about Charlie Kirk, and I was a little hesitant to read this quote, but I'm going to read it. Charlie Kirk said, "When people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence against that group." What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option. You know, and Charlie Kirk died
100%.
for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. Would anyone else like to come up and give public comment?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Dale Blauett. I live just south of Sioux Falls in Springdale Township. And my concern was, I've been going by the Lake Alvin Dam and Spillway on a road that had to get redone because of flood, but there's still no guard cable or guard rail along that road, and it's a pretty deep plunge if a car goes off, especially on the east side of the road. Now, maybe it's waiting for the ground to settle yet. There's not a lot of shoulder there to work with. It's a difficult thing, we all know that, so
Thank you for
wondering if
that.
that is going to happen, or, because, as, you know, liability is a big deal here. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Paul, do you want to get in touch with Terry and find out what the deal is with that? Because that's a pretty big drop off on what their plan is for the rail.
He's mentioned it before.
Rather than showing him back there, yes, I will get in touch with Terry, and I know he's mentioned it before, so I'll get it again from him.
Okay, yeah, if you could give him a call, that would be great. Thank you. All right, next we have commissioner reports. Any commissioners have reports they'd like to make today? Oh, I'm sorry, was there somebody? Yep, come on up. My bad. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Beth Coyle from Harrisburg. I was not able to be here at the meeting last week. I understand that this commission approved giving money to organizations, our tax money, my tax money. I feel like that is not something that this commission should have the authority to do. An overreach, I don't know what it is, but I mean, giving to organizations is a very personal thing. I have different organizations that I believe in, and I give money to. I don't think it's this board's position to use our tax money. I feel like this is tone deaf for the board, that after all the discussion on the high taxes in Lincoln County, and then you turn around and you give money to organizations that, I mean, this wasn't necessary. If I'm wrong on anything that I've said, because like I said, I wasn't here, I apologize for that and would like to know the truth, but I just feel like that's an overreach of this board and not appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public input today? All right, if not, we'll move on to commissioner reports. Any commissioners have reports they'd like to make?
Madam Chair,
Yep, go ahead.
I think I'd give a report that the three of us attended the state conference for county commissioners in Pierre, where we were spent, 2.5 days looking at county governments, looking at better ways to do county governments, and looking at issues that confront county governments. And most of the time, we spent talking about taxes, about the governor spoke to us about his Bill 216 and his rationale for why he put that particular bill together. and what implications that would have on county government and school districts as well. As you know, it caps growth at about 3%. I want to make a comment on that. We are lucky in Lincoln County to have growth, and that growth has meant, in some cases, we've lowered taxes I'll use on Harrisburg, for example, because we have tremendous growth in the northern part of our county, and that growth keeps our levy as low as possible. Well, there are about 4 or 5 counties that have growth over 3% in our entire state. I'll bet you there are 60-some counties that don't have more than 1%. So my contention was, why do you want to penalize counties that have growth, that can apply that to their budget to keep their levy as low as possible, which is the tax situation? And when you talk about levies, that's our levy. That is the county levy. That's not the school levy. They take care of themselves. So when you look at Lincoln County, there are about 4 other counties in the state that have a lower levy than we do. And that's like Hand and Hyde and Bennett and a couple of Spink. I think there are only 4. So of the 66 counties, we rank down about the 61st in levy and county taxes. Now, that may not mean anything to you, but it does. Lincoln County levy is that low. And you should appreciate that, because people before this commission put this in place. So if you go across the border in Minnehaha County, you got over 3% levy. If you go to Pennington County, you're going to have a 4% levy. So what does that all mean? It means more taxes, but maybe not. The other thing I want to report on, I want to thank Commissioner Putnam for being there. I think he was there and participated. And the news of the day was, and you should recognize this, that our chairman was elected to be the second vice president for the South Dakota County Commission Executive Board. So we were well represented. Our auditor is going to be the chair of the county officials next year. And that leadership role does have significant, responsibilities, but it also shows that Lincoln County is going to take care of their share in providing leadership, not only for Lincoln County, but also for the state. So it was my privilege to attend.
Thanks,
That's all I
Commissioner.
have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Putnam, anything that you have to report?
No.
All right. Do we need an executive session for anything? All right, then can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Alicia, will you call the roll?
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
Putnam,
Yes.
Landine.
Yes, motion carries.
Okay.